I think we can start. People will keep joining. Over to you, Amit. Amit, are you there? Amit?
Uh, Good evening, ma'am. Should we begin? With your permission, we would like to begin. So,
Sir
thank
is
you so
ready.
much, everyone. Yeah, sir, Dr. Rao.
Yes, please go ahead, sir. Please. Shall I go ahead?
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, all participants. My name is Amit, as I met yesterday. So, today is the 11th and the last day of this capacity building program. And we have Dr. Uh, Ambati Nageshwara Rao, sir, who is going to deliver the lecture on law and social work, the intersection of law and social work. Uh, Sir is serving as an assistant professor uh, of social work and as a director of the GNLU Legal Incubation Council. Currently, he is also serving as research fellow INTI, which is International University in Malaysia. He has also served as Dean of the Research and Publication Division at JNLU. Sir was a visiting research fellow at Free University and has trained 100 young women on the social entrepreneurship program supported by the British Council. Sir has done 7 research and consultancy various organizations that include the British Council, NCPCR, Legal Department, Government of Gujarat, MHRD, NCERT, ICSSR, AICTE, and Department of Science and Technology. There are so many things to talk about, sir, but considering the constraint of time, I hand over this virtual floor to sir to deliver his lecture and enlighten all of us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Amit. Thanks for the nice introduction. Before starting my session, I would like to thank Dr. Krish Kumar Gupta and especially Professor Jaslin ma'am, RJNLU, as well as Law Teachers India for coming up with this particular wonderful event and giving me opportunity being given this particular program. So really thankful to you, ma'am, sir, for the talk. And I was just looking at all these sessions. I also got the information that majority of belongs to legal department, around 60 to 70%, and the remaining 30 to 40% belongs to different academic disciplines. So I don't know what I'm going to add value, but one thing is that feel free to add along with me. So instead of going one side, feel free to take the chance to discuss wherever it possible. Okay. So that will be more helpful for the session as well. So coming to the topic, instead of simply going with the law and social work, let me narrow down the topic law and social work while working with the person with disabilities point of view. So instead of simply talking about law and social work, as a part of social work, we work with various sectors. One can work with the individual members, like family members, group members, communities, organizations. It can be environment, it can be social policy, it can be social welfare. Right? As a social work is a discipline, it is completely interdisciplinary subject. What are the knowledge we have, what are the subject we teach as a part of this particular course is completely based on interdisciplinary subject. Like we talk about sociology or sociology for social work practice, psychology for social work practice, social entrepreneurship, social welfare and administration, society and sustainable development, disaster management. So it's completely depends on subject is completely vast, and it depends on the various interdisciplinary subjects. So we are relying on the subjects like sociology, psychology, economics, developmental studies. So as we are going to work with the people, we are going to work with the communities, family members, environment-related issues, disability-related issues. We should have some kind of understanding about every discipline, because at the end of the day, we are going to work with the society. We are going to work with the organizations, communities, environment. Right. So in that case, we should have some kind of knowledge about every discipline. So it is completely interdisciplinary subject. So similarly, when you're dealing with the social work practice, if you have some kind of understanding about legal as subject, or if you can able to integrate your legal subject in your practice, you can able to provide better services. So in that case, today for the next 45 minutes or for the next 1 hour, I'll be talking about from the persons with the disability point of view. As a social worker, how we work with the person with disabilities by connecting the subject of law and social work. So this is a simple concept. I'm trying to come up with 3 different topics. So try to understand what is the concept of social work, what is disability and law. I don't discuss much about law point of view. Then we'll talk about integrating social work and law as a subject. So we have a couple of examples. I'll see how much time permits. I'll try to cover the 4 studies or 4 cases that I'm trying to discuss in order to justify the topic that I have selected for it. Okay. Concept of social work. Social work is a practice-based profession and an academic discipline that promotes social change and development, social cohesion, the empowerment, liberation of people. As a social worker, you're going to work with the community, you're going to work with the individuals to bring change. Let's take, for example, there's a problem between the husband and wife, right? So we are going to use certain case-centered therapies, like person-centered therapies, right? If there is a problem with juvenile delinquency, if there is a problem with the children's behavior, right? So we can't deal with the problems case to case. We are going to deal with the problems in group method by using group, by self-help groups. For example, there is a problem with chain smoking hobbies. Instead of dealing with individually, we are going to deal with group as a group. So how we use social group work as a method. Now, there are certain communities, every society, every community is not having access to resources, but we have to address their problems. But in order to address their problems, we have to take community with us. We have to involve community in order to bring that particular social change, in order to bring that particular development. We can't talk about development for the other person unless we're not able to involve them. There is a very well-known slogan, nothing is nothing there without us, right? We need to include everyone. So it depends on the concept. If you're dealing with individual members, you're going to deal with case method. If you're going to deal with the problems at group level, we are going to have social group work. We are going to have community work. We are going to have social welfare activities. The main object of any method is to bring some kind of promote social change, development, bring social solidarity, empower the people, liberate the people, right? So by following principles of social work, like social justice is one of the major principles of social work, because you want to see that every person fulfills their needs, every person get their dignity. One can able to ensure that they have dignity. One can able to ensure that they have access to rights. If you can able to promote social justice, if you can able to talk about human rights, there should be collective responsibility, respect for diversities. If you're not able to respect diversity, it's not that I'm a service provider, you are the client, you are a receiver. If I have that kind of tendency in my mind, the way I'm going to interact with my clients, it is going to affect them. For example, if I'm going to interact with my client is talking about their problems. Like, for example, the person coming from LGBT community, they're facing some kind of discrimination. If I'm having some kind of mindset saying that I'm a service provider, you are a service receiver, if I'm not able to make them comfortable, if I'm not able to ensure that I'm not showing any kind of judgmental, right, they're not able to disclose their problems. So as a social worker, what are the social change that you're going to bring it? What are the development that you're going to bring it? By following the principles of social justice, human rights, and collective responsibility, we have to respect the culture. We have to respect the diversity, which are the most, we can consider them as the pillars of social work practice. So the basic understanding of concept of social work is working with the communities, working with the individuals, working with the social policies to bring some change and promote the rights of the people. Okay. Now, if you look at the foundations of social work, there are different kind of foundations. I'm not sure whether you can able to see this particular slide. First and foremost thing, social justice. The main object of social work to promote equality, equity, justice for all individuals, especially those who are marginalized people. For example, if you are fighting against racism in workplace, or if you're advocating for dignity, about the rights to ensure access to education, employment, healthcare. So we need to have access to justice. Second one, human dignity. Whether you're a service provider, whether a service receiver, everybody have their own dignity. So without considering their dignity, we can't provide any kind of services to them, right? So maintaining human relations, also most important aspect. How you're going to promote human relations, how you're going to build human relations, that are also most important aspect. Integrity. Social workers must act with honesty. As a professional social worker, you're going to act with honesty, professionalism, transparency. So these are some of the important activities in order to ensure that you are showing integrity as a part of your professional social work practice. Competency. As a social worker, you should create an atmosphere. You should create confidence among your client, saying that yes, he is the correct professional social worker. I can rely on his services. I can believe him the way he's showing the way. Now, how a client can rely on your practice, the way you are showing the confidence, the kind of knowledge that you have, the kind of methods that you are able to follow, the kind of intervention that you are going to follow, that shows how much you are confident in terms of understanding the client problems, directing the client towards in the right direction. Second thing, as a social worker, are you able to show some kind of confidentiality? As a social worker, you might be seeing so many clients coming from personal problems to sexual problems related, any problem. It can be environmental related issues, policy problems, family problems, any kind of problems. If somebody is coming, somebody trusting you and approaching you, what kind of confidence that you're going to give to them? How you're going to maintain their confidentiality, the kind of information they're going to disclose with you. If you're not able to ensure that the kind of information they are sharing with you, the kind of personal information they are sharing with you, they can't disclose their problems. They can't continue approaching you on continuous basis. So the kind of problem, the kind of solution that you're going to give, you may not be able to continue in that case. As a social worker, one of the most important principle of social work practice is advocacy and empowerment. As a social worker, you're going to advocate for your clients. It can be related to policy related. It can be related to policy change. It can be related to environmental problems, social problems, economic problems, name it, any problem, right? How you're going to take the role as a social worker, what kind of empowerment strategies that you take it, what kind of advocacy role you are going to play, that also plays an important role. So these are some of the principles of social work practice. One can able to see that. Coming to the concept of disability, I don't want to discuss much about it. As for the Indian context, any person suffering with a disability, that is, as per the medical conditions, if any person having more than 40% of disability, they are considered as a person with a disability. Now, we have different types of disabilities. As for Rights of PWD Act, we have 21 categories in terms of disability. We can categorize like physical disabilities, sensory disabilities, cognitive disabilities, psychosocial disabilities we have, right? If you look at it from the Indian context, global disability estimate, we have 1.3 billion. Worldwide, we have 1.3 billion person with disabilities, we have it. And around 190 million person with disabilities are having severe disabilities. And if you look at from the disability from the Indian context, we have 26.8 million persons with disabilities in India we have. Now, causes, there are different kind of reasons we have. It can be related to genetic problems. It can be related to cognitive problems, developmental disabilities, because of lifestyle, because of poverty, because of environmental issues. There are so many causes one can able to see why a person leads to disability, right? What are the different causes of disability? Now, the main context here, having a little bit understanding about social work, I'm just jumping directly to integration of law in social work practice. As I mentioned earlier, social workers are trained to intervene in social problems related to individual problems, related to family problems, related to community problems, related to social policy related issues. And they're trained to intervene. They are good at, I don't say good at, but they are comfortable understanding sociology without understanding the concept of sociology, without understanding how society is structured, how society is functioning. We can't deal with the social problems. Without understanding the psychology, we can't deal with the problems of individual people. You might have seen in many professional areas, most of these social workers are equally compete with the psychologist. I'm saying that equally competing. I'm not saying that social worker can replace psychologist. In many of the jobs, many of the places, social workers equally works in the profiles of psychological jobs. We have clinical social workers, psychology for social work practice. So we use different intervention methods like person-centered therapy, rational emotive behavioral therapy. Let me give one example. For example, as I can see that many of you are faculty members, are maybe aspiring faculty members, teachers. Just imagine that one of your student is coming late to class, okay? So if you're going to take rational emotive behavioral therapy, it works on concept of A, B, C, D. For example, student is coming late. If you're thinking rationally, okay, for the first time student came late, so he might have faced some problem. Let me allow him class. But as a teacher, instead of thinking that for the first time he came to the class late, if you think irrationally, you start arguing with him, you start scolding him, you start shouting at him. So it is going to disturb the student. It is also going to disturb you, the way you are going to handle the class, that particular minute, that particular next 15 minutes, right? But if you think rationally, you just leave it the class and you're going to have positive consequences. So the way you think rationally, if you think rationally, you're going to have positive consequences. If you think irrationally, you're going to have negative consequences. So instead of simply jumping, okay, this particular student is not respecting me just because I am in this particular class, he came late. So you're thinking irrationally about yourself, irrationally about the way he came to the class. But if you think rationally, after a certain period of time, maybe you can ask what was the late, what was the situation, why he or she is late. So you can solve the problem in that case. Or it's not at all a problem. For the first time somebody is coming late to the class, somebody is drinking water, somebody going out of some emergency. So the way how we think, that also matters a lot. So there are so many therapies like transaction analysis. Transaction analysis means the way I'm going to communicate. For example, each one of us, we are going to take different ego states like adult ego state, parent ego state, child ego state. Within child ego state, again, we have different categories like childish ego state, adopted child ego state, rebellion child ego state. So the kind of transactions, the kind of transactions we are going to have, the kind of communication we are going to have, the kind of ego state we are going to maintain, that is going to help us what kind of relations that we are going to maintain. So I can't discuss every therapy, every intervention here, but what I want to say here that as a social worker, we are trained to come up with various interventions. It can be related with individuals, it can be related with the group members, it will be related with communities, it may be related to policy oriented. The main object of coming with intervention is to provide services, to empower the people, to advocate for social justice, right? However, social workers often encounter legal issues that go beyond their professional boundaries. At the beginning of the session, I mentioned that as a part of social work, we study sociology, psychology, economic development, social entrepreneurship, disaster management. However, to solve the problems of any problem, whether it's individual, families, communities, we also need to have some kind of understanding about access to justice. So we also have the concept of access to justice as a part of social work. First of all, I would like to thank my university higher authorities, those came up with this interdisciplinary course, BSW LLB course. This is a uniqueness of the course. At the beginning of the session, Dr. Kalpesh was talking about it. So I would like to thank my former director, Professor Bimalan Patel, and all the respective higher authorities at the time, especially Professor Saurabh Anand. He was the faculty of sociology, and he was taken initiative to support the idea of Professor Bimalan Patel. And today, I think this is the 14th year we are going into this course. So we got the option to integrate law and social work as a part of this particular course. Now we also teach access to justice as a part of the social work, because if you're not having understanding about legal system or access to justice, you may not be able to come up with proper solutions, right? If it is psychological problem, you should have understanding about psychological interventions. If it is society related problem, you should know how society is functioning. We have different kind of sociologists talking from functionalist to modern advanced tech, modern postmodernism point of view. Every sociologist is talking about different kind of society. Similarly, even from legal perspective, we should have some kind of understanding about how legal system works, right? In order to solve the problems, it may be child welfare, it may be domestic violence, it may be related to mental illness, any kind of problem. Having understanding about law, having understanding about legal system or access to justice, definitely it is going to help the social workers in their practice. They can provide better services, right? When it comes to the law, the legal system provides framework for rights, duties, protections that must be adhered to the individuals, families, organizations, and government. Laws related to human rights, child protection, family law, mental health create legal obligations that social workers must be aware of their system, aware of this legal system in their practice. For example, mandatory reporting laws in child protection cases or child abuse cases require social workers to report suspected abuse to authorities. So having knowledge about social work and integration of law is really helpful for the social work practitioners. Few more topics like foundations of legal integration. Why we have to integrate law in social work practice. Protection of rights. Now, I'm going to discuss about 3 to 4 case studies. I'll be explaining each and every topic that I mentioned about protection of rights, enhanced advocacy, holistic approach, systematic change. Instead of talking here in the context of subject point of view, let me take some few examples, few cases. As you all can able to see here, access to justice and disability, Sarah struggle for equal rights. The image that you're seeing, it is generated with the help of the AI. The person who is sitting in the wheelchair, the name of the person is Sarah. and she was working in a cave. Being a wheelchair user, being a person with disability, she's not able to walk, and she took the she took the apartment for rent. She's talking with the house owner. The house owner mentioned that my apartment is accessible, 100% accessible. We have elevators, we have lift facility, and there are some issues which will be completed before your arrival. So she completed 1 year, and she was able to complete renewal her rent agreement for the second year. Okay, but the problem is that from the day one, the elevator was not working. She was taking the help of some caretakers. But when in terms of agreement, it was clearly mentioned that my apartment is completely accessible, 100% accessible. We have elevators, we have lifts are there, but nothing is working, nothing is functional. Because other than this particular Sarah, no other person required lift. So the house owner, just because of Sarah, why I have to spend money? Why I have to spend money for repairing the lift? But in agreement, it was clearly mentioned that it's 100% accessible. If there are any issues, I'll take care of it before your arrival. Now, as she was going for the renewal of her contract, rent agreement, she clearly mentioned that if you're not going to renew your agreement, I'm going to vacate it here. Okay. Second thing, she approached the house social worker in order to solve her problem. What social worker did, they tried to understand the problem of the Sarah. Now, generally, if you don't have understanding about legal subject, if you're not able to integrate law subject, generally what you'll do, we have some concepts from social work, medical model of disability. The person is a disabled just because you have hand problem with leg. Biologically, you are disabled. So that is your problem. That's not the problem of the society. That's not the problem of the house owner. Right? If you're looking from the medical model, you always says that what doctors suggesting, what caregivers are suggesting, you have to follow it. As the individual person, you don't have any kind of rights about you, what you want to do it. You have to follow what is the system is there. As a doctor, I'm prescribing it. Medicines, you have to follow it. You are sick. You can't do it. It is not part of your work. You just be at home. I'll take care of your needs. Whatever I'm suggesting, just follow it. That is the medical model of disability point of view, right? So basically, they're looking at you are disabled, you can't do anything, right? Next one, we have social model. Thanks to various social work activists, they're able to bring some kind of paradigm shift. I'm not saying that social model is better, but comparatively, compared to medical model, social model is a little bit better. Instead of saying that you are a disabled person just because of your hand disability, you are able to recognize that Sarah is becoming disabled just because the way society is organized, the way society is functioning, the way building is functioning, we don't have any kind of lifts, we don't have universal design, we don't have accessibility, we don't have access to resources. That's why we are disabled. We're not disabled just because of medical model. We are disabled just because the environment is not friendly. Lack of accessibility is the problem. Inadequate infrastructure is the problem. But even that particular model is not adequate to talk about the people. Next one, we have human rights. When you talk about the integration of the persons with disability point of view. Further, if you go as a part of social work practice, we have anti-oppressive practice. That too, if we include, I'll try to include social work practice with the integration of law. As a social worker, we talk about pre-engagement. For example, I'm the social worker. I'm going to deal with the case of Sarah case, how to handle this particular case, how to provide services. As a part of pre-engagement, I should know from the Indian context, what are the legislations are talking about persons with disabilities. Okay, we have PW Act 1995. We have RPW Act 2016, right? We have different kind of legislations, Mental Health Act we have. Now, when it comes to the accessibility point of view, as a social worker, what kind of understanding, what kind of knowledge did I have it before I'm going to talk with my client to provide services? Am I clear with the knowledge that I have it? Or do I need someone who can talk about it? Rights of persons with disability. As a social worker, if I don't have proper knowledge, why I am going to take this particular case? Why I have to make them to go in wrong manner? So I should learn myself what this particular act is all about it. Are there any landmark cases, landmark judgments in this particular case? Pre-engagement. As a social worker, I'm going to train myself. I'm going to learn myself how I'm going to handle this case. In order to handle this particular case, what kind of knowledge is required for me? Right? Pre-engagement. After having pre-engagement, after getting proper knowledge, proper skill, required information about the problem, engagement. Am I keeping open to learn new knowledge? I need to discuss openly with the Sarah. I know as a person with disability what kind of problems she might be facing it. But I should not, my bias, my assumptions, my prior knowledge should not influence the kind of decisions I'm going to take it. I should be open enough to learn. I should engage my client to talk openly. I should create confidence. I should create an environment where my client is going to talk about their problems. I should engage with my client so that I am ready to listen to her. I may get some new way. I may get some new dimensions. What all she's facing the problem. So it's not that only accessibility to the problem. Just because of accessibility, it is going to have impact on her independence. It is going to have impact on her participation in social activities, economic activities, in society, cultural activities, right? Just because it is going to limit her participation, what is going to happen to her life? What is the quality of life she is going to have it? So instead of simply jumping into conclusion, I should understand, I should be open enough to engage with my client so that I can able to learn more about her problems. Once we get some kind of clarity, I'm going to assess, I'm going to come up with some kind of diagnosis. What all I can do it, what all things I should do it. After having assessment of the problem, whether is it going to be dealing with the owner, whether it is required to deal with the legal system, is it required to approach advocate, is it required to approach local entire society members? Because I need to convince, it's not just one individual members, right? For example, as a part of your education institution, I'm sure you might have so many students with visual impaired students, right? I'm sure many of you might have one or two students in your education institutions. If your university thinks, okay, we have only one student with visual impaired, why we have to buy screen reader software? Why we have to buy JAWS casual software, assistive devices? What is going to happen? You are going to exclude the student. As a student, he is going to listen, he or she is going to listen to your classes. After that, he or she is not going to get any kind of chance to read just because that particular university, that college is not providing assistive devices in their respective universities. They're thinking that why you have to spend 2 lakhs to buy one screen reader software. Just because you're not able to buy screen reader software, the student is going to depend on their peer group members. And every time, if I'm going to disturb, for example, Kalpesh is my friend. During exam time, I want to ask Kalpesh, please read for me as well. One time Kalpesh is going to read because he's having some sympathy. Second time he's going to read for me. But third time, fourth time, fifth time, everybody have their own way of reading for the exam preparations. So you feel that if I'm going to talk Nagesh, he's going to ask me to read for him. So they try to avoid the contacts. So their social relationships are going to be disconnected. Now, other than listening to classroom, students with visual impaired students don't have opportunity to learn from them. But if your university management can decide that whether it's one student or 5 students, if you can able to buy assistive devices, we are going to make their life independent. They are going to compete equally with the rest of the students. Whether you're writing the assignment, whether you're submitting your assignment or doing the research project, anything for that matter, they're equally compete with the people. So here assessment is the understanding about what all dimensions you're going to try to solve the problem. Based on your diagnosis, you're going to come up with the interventions, right? So you're going to, once you as a social worker, You're going to come up with interventions. You're going to advocate, interact with the client, talk about legal interventions point of view. Based on the intervention that you're going to give, one day you decide that, okay, you are able to solve the problem of my client. Now this is the time to terminate our interaction with the client. And in between, we also start contacting for getting the feedback. How right now, what is the situation in your house, society, whether lift is working, elevator is working or not, or still again you'll go to the court, again you'll go to the case advocate. So how we are going to integrate the subject is one of the most important aspect. In case of Sarah, as a social worker, instead of simply relying on medical model, social model, if you can able to integrate legal aspect, if you can talk about the rights, human rights point of view, you can able to provide best intervention and the client will be more happy in this case. So anti-oppressive practice is one of the best practice as a part of social work, which generally we promote our social work students include or integrate as a part of their day-to-day practice. Next case, applying system theory in social work. A case study of elderly couple. This is the name of the disease, Huntington disease. There are a couple, as you can see on this slide. Name of the person is Leo, and her wife name is Rachel. Okay. Leo was working very actively. They are married around 40 years back. Means they are very elderly people. 40 years back, they got married. First 15 years, life went very well. And he was working as a teacher. But after a certain period of time, as I mentioned at the beginning of the session, disability can come in any form. Today, you may feel that you're a normal person, you are able to body. Nobody knows what is going to happen next minute, right? Now, unfortunately, Leo started facing problem. He got Huntington disease. Most of his spinal cord related issues. He was not able to talk. He was not able to sit. He was not able to stand. He can only lie down. As a result, he was not able to go to job. He was completely relying on the wife. Now, when it comes to Rachel, she was taking care of the entire family burden in terms of social activities, economic activities, taking care of the Leo. But after a certain period of time, she herself realized that Leo is not able to recognize the kind of care I'm taking it. So there was a friction between these two people. There was a problem with this, but they're not able to reciprocate. There is no reciprocal relation between these two people, right? So as a result, what happened? Rachel stopped taking care of the Leo. Leo is right now around 60 years of age. Rachel at the age of 55 years of age, 50 to 50 years of age. Now both required support, but just because they don't have reciprocal relation, she's overburdened with the economic conditions, social conditions, family care conditions. She felt that she don't have any kind of life other than taking care of the person who is on their bed. And their daughter, she already left at the age of 18, and she visited 6 months once, 3 months once, and she was least bothered about the parents. Okay. Now, how as a social worker you're going to deal with this particular case? When you talk about the system theory, generally we talk about as a part of system theory, we'll deal with the micro level, meso level, macro level. As a faculty, as a employee, if you're facing any problem, it means you're facing problem in your office. There is always scope for, just because you're facing pressure from your office, you're going to show your frustration at family level. Or you may show your frustration with your children's. Or you may show your frustration with your neighbors, right? Means what I'm saying that as a part of system, our behavior, our interactions, everything depends on different layers. Micro level, meso level, macro level. Now, similarly, in order to deal with the problems, we also need to deal with different layers of the system. We cannot deal with only Leo and Rachel point of view. So what kind of supporting system Leo and Rachel have it? We are able to clear that Leo is having complete disability right now. He is completely bedridden. He can't do anything. He can't even talk. He can't even ask what is required for him. But when it comes to the Rachel, but he's more of angry on Rachel. He's thinking that he is not taking care of her. She's not taking care of it. As a result, there is a relationship problem between both the husband and wife. Rachel is thinking that I'm doing everything for him. Despite doing everything, he's not able to respect me. He's not able to recognize my efforts. Just because of him, even at the age of 55 years, she herself is having a lot of issues. She's thinking that why I have to do everything for him, right? Now, just because of her daughter, as her daughter is least interested, she approached one of the social worker to intervene in this particular case. The social worker introduced system theory. The social worker introduced system theory in order to deal with this problem. Now, how to deal the problem? If you're dealing with the legal subject point of view. First of all, one has to see that both Leo and Rachel have rights. Both Leo and Rachel have the rights over their life, right? One has to protect their rights. But how to protect their rights? If you talk about from the Indian context, we have PWA Act, we have Rights of Persons with Disability Act, Mental Health Act, we have Social Service Act, National Trust Act, Mental Health Act we have. So there are certain service providers can take care of the needs of the Leo. They can provide some kind of services to the Leo. The support is which is going to help Rachel. We also need to see whether Rachel, how she's going to work for taking care of the needs of the Leo. What are the earnings she's having? It is not sufficient to take care of the Leo needs. So with the help of the social welfare activities, with the help of the social installations, for example, from the Indian context, we have national assistance for social programs like disability pension scheme, disability widow pension scheme, Annapurna scheme. We have various pension schemes we have, right? Now, by applying these particular schemes, by knowing information about these particular schemes, what kind of support Rachel can get it, how she can take care of the family needs, how she can take care of the family needs, how she can provide better services to the Leo without overburden, right? So how one can, first one is access to justice, like knowing what are the rights are there, what are the legislations we have it, what are the social policies we have it, right? Second one, implementing safeguarding measures, assess risk of neglect and harm. Rachel also feeling that she is neglected, nobody is taking care of her needs. She also required some kind of person-centered therapy. She required some kind of intervention to treat her own problems. So there is a requirement of building the relationship between both husband and wife. It's not just about providing financial support. It's not just about providing access to justice in terms of access to various social policies. If you're not able to build their social relationship, if you're not able to bring this reciprocal relationship, you cannot solve the problems. Evaluate mental capacity. Assess Leo's decision-making ability, whether Leo is in a position to take any decisions. If not, what kind of legal guardians, what kind of support we can provide it by following certain legislations. Here, he himself is not able to take decision. So we need to have some advocate or some legal guardian who can take the support of the Leo to talk about his needs, to represent his needs, to solve their problems. So by integrating legal system as a part of your social practice, one can able to solve the problems, right? Last one, I'm not sure how many of you watched it. Very interesting video. I don't know whether you can call it as a documentary or short film. It is around 2 hours. Invisible Child. Invisible Child. I'm sure some of you might have watched it. Maybe you can watch it sometime. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you. Whenever you get the free time, you might be watching so many unique documentaries, right? Time to time. But if you're a teacher, if you're a psychologist, or if it's not compulsory that you have to be a psychologist or social worker, even as a sociologist, or in general, any social science faculty, definitely you can try to watch this particular video, Invisible Child. In this particular Invisible Child, it talks about the family. Families hang 2 children, and wife thinks that they have 3 children. wife thinks that they have 3 children. Third child is name of the Maggie. She imagines that she's having child name is Maggie. Okay. Now the problem is that just because she's having mentally depressed, she's illusioning herself that she's having 3 children. And as a parent, as a child, as a parent, as a husband, I'm thinking that my wife should not feel bad if I say that we don't have third child. She'll go for more depressed. So as a husband, I started acting with my wife. Yes, we have name of third child, that is Maggie. Similarly, younger child, she started acting just because she's matured enough to understand what the condition of her mother. She also pretending herself that yes, we have Maggie. But when it comes to the second child, the small boy, just because her father, just because her sister, believing and thinking that there is Maggie, there is a child Maggie, he started thinking that yes, there is a child Maggie. So in long term, it is going to have impact on the second and first child, even husband, mental status is going to have impact on it, right? So it's not just about one person mental illness, mental health problem. Family trying to cope up, family trying to pretend as much as possible. Somehow they're able to manage it. But one of the neighbor suggested to this particular case. So one person came as a nanny, as a maid. She's a social worker. She's a professional social worker. She acting as a caretaker, nanny, and she's trying to understand the system. She's trying to understand the family members. She's trying to understand the psychology of every member of the family. Instead of simply jumping, this is wrong, this is right, this is correct. Instead of talking about as per the law, as per the legal system, you're doing something wrong. I have to go to the court, right? She tried to understand. She tried to come up with her own way how to handle it. She's maintaining confidentiality. She's able to understand the system. And at the end of the day, they're able to realize that there's no Maggie. I just request all of you, if time permits, try to watch this particular documentary. Whatever I tell, there is going to be not even 2%. I can't even justify to talk about this particular documentary, this particular video. So try to watch it, Invisible Child. So how we are going to address as a social worker, at the same time, following the social work skills, confidentiality, respecting integrity, honesty, not being judgmental, how you integrate the law as a part of your social practice. So that is the best video I can suggest you all. If time permits, some of you might be knowing this particular case. There is a hens steals the drug. There is a one druggist, one doctor. He came with one drug. He invented himself for this particular drug. He did a lot of research. And hence the person, his wife suffering with some cancer. And in order to treat that particular cancer, there is only one drug that is available in this particular city. That particular drug developed by this particular druggist. In order to prepare this particular drug, in order to prepare this particular medicine, the druggist spent around $200. But he's selling this particular drug for $2,000. He's charging $2,000. Now, as a social worker, we always talk about why people are committing crimes, what they're thinking about the law, what kind of moral development they have it. Now, one of the course that we teach as a part of social work, integrating the law, is that lifespan development. I'm sure I can see, I not see, but I'm sure there might be some psychologists in this particular group, or maybe who are having some kind of understanding about life cycle development, right? As a part of human life cycle, at every stage, our thinking is going to change. As a human being, from life cycle, from infancy stage, from conception to till death, we can see different kind of changes in terms of qualitative, in terms of quantitative. There are some stages there are very peak in terms of, they are very dominative in terms of physicness, in terms of our physique, or in terms of intellectual skills, in terms of whatever may be that, right? Qualitative as well as quantitative, we can see changes as a life cycle. So it is a cycle, whatever is there at the toddlerhood stage, as the infancy stage, it is going to be repeated when you are 8 years, 90 years, right? So now, as a social worker, if I want to understand why people are committing crime, now what I was trying to say, that the doctor who prepared this particular drug, instead of charging $200, he's charging 2,000. Okay, as a doctor, he spends some money. He can charge for $1,000 also, but he want to charge $2,000. But the husband, he want to save his wife. He don't have any money, so he tried his best to convince the doctor, saying that I'm right. I don't have right now money. I'll give you later on. Let me save my wife. He tried to approach his all relatives, family members, friends. Somehow, he was able to gather around $1,000. And with $1,000, he convinced the doctor, saying that just take half of the money. Remaining half of the money, I'll give you once my wife recovers, maybe after a certain period of time. But this druggist was not ready to sell the medicine. So one day, what this particular husband did, he stolen this particular drug, and he saved his wife. Now the question is, I'm talking about Lawrence Kohlenberg model. Sorry, I'm not able to pronounce correctly. I'm really sorry. The name of the scholar is Lawrence. Name of the theory is moral development theory. He wanted to understand how children develop morality, what kind of behavior we have. Now, the scholar presented this particular problem among the children, around 70 to 80 children, and started asking whether what husband did is right or wrong, in terms of legally, is correct or wrong. Based on the responses, based on their interview, the scholar presented in 3 stages, 3 levels, 6 stages. How it helps us to understand how human behavior develops from time to time. For example, if you look at it, pre-conventional reasoning, stage 1, punishment and obedience. Here, people are having fear towards punishment. Okay, there are certain rules, certain fixed laws. If you're not able to follow this particular law, we are going to get punished. They are agreeing that husband, that is hence stolen the drug, they are happy for that, but they say that despite that, it is against the law. They are not able to connect with the society, connect with the society as a whole. They're able to see individually if something is against the law. They are having fear, because if you're not able to follow this particular rules, if you are going to violate this particular rules, you are going to get a punishment. So we have to obey the law. That is understanding of the children below the age of 9 years. Secondly, there is another stage, individualism and exchange. Some children responded saying that if Hens wanted to save his wife, he has to steal it. If you don't want to save his wife, if you want to get a new wife, if you want to get better new wife, then you don't need to save his wife. So they're dealing with individual needs from person to person. You're dealing with exchange of needs, exchange of transactions. If you get this one, you get this one. So in that way, we are thinking, the way we are developing ourselves, the kind of morality we have. Second one, conventional reasoning, interpersonal norms. Now here, people say that hence the stolen is very correct because he wants to save his wife. It's not about hence. Whoever it is there, if it is related to life, someone should save their life. Even if it's their neighbor's life, someone should do that. So interpersonal norms, we're talking about how we are thinking rationally about saving the life is more important than property. Next one, we're talking about social system. Yes, we have to talk about as a husband has stolen is very correct. My activity is correct because I want to protect my wife. And problem with the druggist because his morally is not correct. So we have to punish the druggist, not the husband. Next one, we have social contract and individual rights. Here we talk about, okay, today hence stolen the drug. If everybody take on their in hands law, they are going to disturb the entire social order. It is going to disturb the entire society. Everybody have their own justification. Is it the correct? So there is a social contract and individual rights. When I say social contract and individual rights, there are certain rights, it has to be protected, and it is based on democratic manner. So that is about social contract and individual rights. Last one, universal principles. Now, as you all know that when you talk about access to justice, we have different scholars. John Rawls talks about veil of ignorance. We can't tell the people what is the situation of the hens. But if you can use the concept of veil of ignorance, if I ask each one of you, if you don't mind, please close your eyes for 30 seconds. Just think of yourself in the place of hens. You don't know your background, you don't know your society, you don't know which country you are, you don't know the economy. What kind of step you take if you are in the hens place? So with the help of John Rawls' theory of justice, that is concept of veil of ignorance, we can able to understand, if we can able to locate ourselves in that particular situation, we may realize what is the hens situation is all about. At the end of the day, Professor Lawrence, he was not able to conclude universal principle stage, and he was not able to justify what exactly justice is all about it. So he was not able to conclude his theory, that is stage 6, as a part of moral development theory. So these are some of the concepts one can use to integrate law and social work practice. As I know that today is last day, we have some feedback form. If there are any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll go for a few more sessions, few more minutes.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I think participants can raise their hand or can post their questions in the chat box. In the meantime, I'll take one question from the chat box.
Please.
Assistant Professor Swaroopji has asked, we can also see PWDVA Act 2005 civil law as a result of women's group efforts. But most of the social work efforts are subsumed due to political ideologies.
See, I totally agree, but it depends on the person to person also, right? You are saying that social work efforts are subsumed due to political ideologies. We have different kind of ideologies. If you talk about ideology, I think we have to go to political science, conservative ideology, liberalism, Marxism, right? So every ideology have different kind of social work practice. So it completely depends on the person to person and depends on the social work practitioners. Let me tell you one word. I may not be able to justify a question, answer to you. If there are no NGOs, if there are no social workers, no policy was opposed by any person. Social workers, social activists, NGOs are the first always used to be there to raise their issues about any policy. Policy may be good, but they look at inclusiveness, they look at the diversity, right? Even if 1% of minority is going to be affected, they always talk about it. So you should see the impact of social work, the impact of civil society organizations, and social activities. I agree with you, Professor, but you see the reality what happened. There are people, obviously, but you can't justify 100% also, right? It's necessary to know law. Thank you so much, Professor Sunita, Professor Ravinder. Thank you so much. I hope session is helpful. I know it is very small.
Yes, sir.
I tried
Very
my
much,
best
very
to
much.
connect it.
Yes, right. Any other question from the participants?
What
Yes,
level of difference is
yes.
between participatory sociology and social work? What level of difference is between participatory sociology? Can you help me to understand participatory sociology? As per my understanding, I'm also did sociology from University of Hyderabad. Sociology basically talks about theoretical part. I'm not saying that 100% theoretical part. It is even we always good at understanding the society. Sociologists, first people started talking about how society is functioning, how society is working. Later on, anthropology started Then we have concept of social work. Now, level of difference between participatory sociology and social work, still I'm not able to clear.
So,
Social-
Dr. Rao, if you allow me.
Yeah,
Dr.
please, ma'am,
Abhiram,
please.
Yeah, I'm a sociologist, so I would like to clear what the question is and what exactly I believe Dr. Abhiram wants to ask. First of all, I would need to say here that sociology used to be a theoretical subject around 40, 50 years ago, but now it is very relevantly an applicable subject now. It is a social applicable subject now, and it is very well practical also because of its role which has been played by sociology in the social research in the last 30, 40 years. And what I understand from Dr. Abhiram's question is he's talking about participatory observation being used in sociology.
Okay.
So Dr. Abram, can you give a thumbs up or some thumbs down if you are able to understand your question? So he talks about participatory observation, where the yes, thank you. Dr. Abram would like to, I think, talk. Dr.
Yes, ma'am.
Kapesh,
I think
can we put
he
him
has
on?
raised his hand.
Yes, Dr. Kapesh, Abram ji को unmute कर दीजिए, please. Thank you. Please raise his hand. Yeah, please. It's doing it. Dr. Abram, please wait for a moment.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening.
Actually, yeah, my question is based on actually, I did my post-graduation from Jamia Millia Islamia Sociology Department, and there was one paper of participatory sociology in which students were motivated to do the field work based on social issues. So we did content analysis, we did some basic field work. Yes, ma'am, you are right that participatory observation was the main focus in that.
Yeah. So you're very right. I understood your point because in social research, the sociology jumps into the field for empirical work. It goes to the field, it goes to the people, cases, areas, institutions, villages, and that is what we call it's becoming a participatory subject then. So otherwise, there is no term as such participatory sociology, but yes, we have participatory observation. This is a very strong method of qualitative research in social research, which is being used by all kinds of departments in India as of now and abroad. Rather, हम लोग बहुत लेट पहुंचे यहाँ पर, हमने बहुत लेट शुरू किया. फॉरेन में तो इस सब्जेक्ट की जो आप पार्टिसिपेटरी सोशियोलॉजी का टर्म लगा रहे हैं, it is quite equivalent to social work, yes, but social work is always object oriented and participatory sociology is research oriented. तो जब सोशल वर्क वाले फील्ड में जाएंगे, जैसे सर हैं या इनका ग्रुप है, अगर ये लोग जाएंगे तो ये किसी पर्पस को लेकर उसको सॉल्व करने जा रहे हैं, किसी की हेल्प करने जा रहे हैं. बट अगर हम जाते हैं लाइक सोशियोलॉजिस्ट जब जाते हैं, हम उस प्रॉब्लम की डायग्नोसिस के लिए जा सकते हैं, डायरेक्टली हेल्प करने नहीं जाते. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई बिलीव can be the right answer to this.
Just I would like to add one more line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
After understanding that is a method, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's a social work, whether it's sociology, anthropology, any social science, participatory is a method of social work, method of research methodology.
Yes.
Right? It's not only for sociology, it's not only for social work.
For all the subjects, yeah.
Any subject as a researcher, you can use it participatory observation or non-participant observation. Like for example, you're talking about content analysis. Again, it is part of the data analysis method. Okay. So there is no difference between when it comes to applying any particular method. Depends on the purpose of the study you're going to apply. Okay.
Yeah. We have to choose it Dr. Abram, we have to choose it. I think you would understand this and accept it. We have to choose it very wisely. कई बार हम इमोशनल डिसीजन ले लेते हैं कि हम पार्टिसिपेटरी सोशियोलॉजी या पार्टिसिपेटरी ऑब्जर्वेशन यूज करेंगे, but becomes very fatal for the research itself. Because at times we lose finances, at times we lose time, at times we lose the efforts. So we have to be very wise while choosing कि हमें participatory method लेना है कि नहीं लेना है, whether it be in sociology or any other subject. It was very
important concept of action research.
We'll take up last question, participant, because we are running short of time.
Action
any other participant.
Action research means if you want to solve the problems on a week basis. For example, as an academician, I'm going to study. For example, right now I have around 6 to 7 research projects. But as an action researcher, I just want to solve the problem that I'm trying to study. My main objective is to provide immediate solution. If not 6 months, maybe 1 year to his line. I try to solve the problem with my research study. That was my purpose of my research work, action research. Most of the social workers, they carry social action research. I'm not limiting only social worker, but most of the social workers, they do social action research. Right? That's what I understand.
Last question from Shreya, and then we'll Shreya, over to you.
Sorry, it was by mistake.
Okay. So thank you very much. Yes,
Professor Subarani, yes, please.
Subramanian, 1 second. Sorry.
I hope session helpful. Was it okay?
Subramanian, 1 second. Yeah.
Very insightful.
Last question. Yes, Subramanian, over to you. This is
So
last
actually,
question.
as is the for last session, I just personally wants to say thank you to Kalpesh sir. Thank you, sir, that you have arranged this session. So it was wonderful. These 11 days was very worthy enough. Obviously, I could not attend all the sessions. I will, whatever the sessions which were not being attended by me, I was seeing the YouTube lectures. So yes, thank you so much, sir.
So, thank you, Subramanian. Over to you, Amit, for a vote of thanks, and then we open for interaction and oral feedback. Over to you, Amit.
Thank you. Very insightful.
Thank you, Amit. Once again, I would like to thank Professor.
Sorry, sir. It was a technical issue, sir. So it was very insightful and very informative session, sir. We learned a lot. So law and social work is a very interesting topic. The intersection between law and social work is very interesting to talk about, and uh, we learned more in this session, this being the last session, because the way you presented and the case studies that you mentioned was really helpful, sir. So thank you so much once again, sir, for your valuable time. And I also thank the participants for joining for this last session very enthusiastically and participating in all these sessions throughout this CBP or FDP. So thank you so much once again, one and all. And now I request the participants. I think we will have a feedback session, sir.
Yes, any participant. So thank you very much, Dr. Rao, for session. Now we are opening.
Just one line. I know one line is very small, but I would like to thank both the organizers once again for this opportunity, as well as interacting with all the scholars, academicians. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Prakash. And looking forward to see you all again.
Honor meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, participant, now we are looking for the oral feedback. Please do not send in chat box. We want to hear you right now. So we don't want to waste time of reading.
You can sit with us. It's okay. Otherwise, he's free to leave also. I think he's left. So the house is open for feedback and interaction from the.
So starting from Shreya, please raise hand, participant. I will submit one by one. Shreya, over to you.
Take up this opportunity to thank the organizers for this wonderful sessions. While studying BA LLB,
One second. I need to participate. Please introduce yourself. So also we come to know. Yeah, I'm sorry. Over to you.
So yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Shreya Kulkarni. I'm a research scholar pursuing PhD right now. While doing BA LLB, I always used to think, why are we studying? We want to become lawyers or some judges or something related to law. Why are we studying political science, history, sociology, economics? I never understood. So it's been half a decade, and now I have realized it has opened my mind. This particular CBP. Now I'm able to connect it. This will not only help me in future, whoever students I will be teaching, I'll be able to tell them the connection. So it will not only be restricted to me, it will take on for future generations as well. So this linkage, and it has also encouraged me to do interdisciplinary research. So now I will be delving deeper into this and would want to study more about it, about interlinking law with so many different fields. So this was a much needed CBP. And yeah, thank you so much for all of you for arranging such a beautiful session. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shreya. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you.
Noor Sabas, followed by Dr. Ekjot. Noor.
Yes, sir. My name is Nurul Shehbaz. I am from Kashmir, and I am presently working in a law college under University of Kashmir. Most particularly, my subject expertise is jurisprudence. I am teaching students jurisprudence since 4 or 5 years. So I want to convey to all the participants this message, and most particularly to Dr. Kalpesh sir, Dr. Jasleen Kalwani ma'am, particularly to you, that my message must be spread all over this program, this capacity building program. All the sessions in these 11 days, the sessions were good. The guest speakers were having an excellent knowledge and grip in their topics. They delivered it beautifully, and I, most particularly, I must say myself that I attended all the sessions, and these kind of programs must be continued in future, and it helped me a lot. I will try to inculcate the skills which I learned in this program with my students. I will share with my students continuously. So अल्लामा इकबाल says, सितारों से आके जहां और भी है, अभी इश्क के इम्तिहान और भी है, तू शाहीन है, परवाज है काम तेरा, तू शाहीन है, परवाज है काम तेरा, तेरे सामने आसमां और भी है. सो सारी टीचिंग फैकल्टी जो है जिनने इसमें प्रोग्राम में ज्वाइन किया, तो हमारे लिए जो है ऐसे फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट, ऐसे कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग प्रोग्राम्स और फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम्स जो होते हैं, दे मस्ट बी कंटिन्यूड बाय राजीव गांधी नेशनल लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी, डॉक्टर कल्पेश सर, लॉ टीचर्स जो चला रहे हैं. तो वही एक्सपेक्ट कि हमें जो है इससे आगे भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज दी जाएं कि हम ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स को अटेंड करें. बाकी थैंक यू वेरी मच.
नूर शहबाज जी, थैंक यू सो मच, शुक्रिया. आप बहुत एक्टिव रहे हैं पूरे कोर्स में. वी हैव नोटिस योर ऑब्जर्वेशन, योर क्वेश्चंस, और बहुत एक्टिव रहे हैं. उसके लिए भी आपका सब्सटेंस ऐड करने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. थैंक यू सो मच. गॉड ब्लेस यू.
Dr. Ekjot, followed by Apurva and Prakriti. Dr. Ekjot. Sorry, I am having the tonsils, so
Yeah,
voice is different.
hi.
Yes, over to you.
No problem. Hi, everyone. Yeah, Dr. Kalpesh and Dr. Jasleen, hello, and thank you very much. I am Dr. Ekjot Gujral. I'm an assistant professor of economics at Army Institute of Law, Mohali. And since I'm an economist, I've been teaching economics to law students from the past 13 years. But definitely this particular session, I had my inhibitions before joining this session, that I don't know what will I understand in law, because they basically all sessions were correlated with law. So I thought law and economics would only be the one session I would be able to correlate. But I was surprisingly happy that I was able to understand each and every session. I think kudos to all the speakers who have delivered the lecture. Could understand a lot of aspects of law related to our subject and related to other subjects which we are not even teaching. And I think in 13 years, there were a lot of things which I also didn't understand. I could really talk to my students about law and economics or law and other subjects. I think that has opened my horoscope, my mind regarding my own subject and law subjects. So I think this has been a very, very fruitful experience for me, and I'm looking forward to having more sessions.
Thank you, Dr. Ekjot. Thank you. We'll keep you in touch and we'll keep you informed for all the events we take up. Thank you so much. You've been very active also. Thank you.
Sure. Definitely. Thank you so much.
Next, Apurva Agrawal and Ms. Prakriti.
A very good evening to the organizers and the participants. Agrawal, and I work as an assistant professor at Jagran Viksit University. Before coming to how the sessions was, they were amazing. It is an understatement. And I have attended more FDPs organized by respected Dr. Kalpesh sir, and nobody organizes FDPs like you do, sir. And the best, one of the best part is that there is no registration fees. It is very nominal, unlike other FDPs. uh, uh, Dr. Jasleen, ma'am, my sincere regards to you. I am a student of RGNUL 2015-20 batch. I never got a chance to be in your class because I had political science as
Major.
my
Yeah.
major. So we do not get to attend sociology with that. But from all of my batchmates, I've heard wonderful things about you. So it was very unexpected, and I am lucky that I got a chance to interact with you through this program. And once again, I would like to thank the organizers, and all the sessions were extremely nice. I was writing a paper which had a certain element of political science into it, and the sessions, they have opened my mind towards new understandings, possibilities, and curiosities. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Purva. God bless you. Lots of love and blessings.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Next, Prakriti, followed by Priyanshu and E.T.
Good evening to all of you. Myself Prakriti here. I'm from Rajkot, Marwari University. And yes, as Apurva madam has told, that we attended almost sessions which is taken by Alpesh sir. You can ask to anyone that Kalpesh sir is arranging and making us alive during the corona too. And then after he has started many activities. So this is the wonderful experience which we have. And yes, we feel like we are not knowing to anyone, but by attending the seminars, by attending the CPB like this, Jasleen madam, thank you so much for so connecting with us, as it is the first time only, but we didn't feel that you are connecting first time with us, and you are so
Thank you,
live
dear.
like Kalpesh Ji. And yes, as I agreed with all the speakers that they were very excellent, in depth in a knowledge, and they have given their best to us. Thank you so much. And what I like to mention that especially the timing, that Kalpesh Ji, please take it, because he is considering always after 6 p.m. and he knows better than the us that why how the situation we are facing. So after 6 it is very fine for us to attend and to be in a any session or any CPP or any FDP. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of
Prakriti
you.
ji, you know, the first reason when Kalpesh sir asked me to collaborate with him, I was very happy on this decision of his that 7 to 8:30 is a perfect time for women.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, yes.
I'm a core feminist also. I'm not anti-men at all, but I'm a core feminist. So I told
Thank
him
you.
this is a wonderful time slot, and I applaud him for this decision. Thank you so much, dear. Thank
Really,
you.
like, let me tell
Thank
you, all
you.
the participants, when we started, like, inputting Law Teachers India and Pro Bono India, so almost so far we have done 40 plus program, I would say. I have stopped counting.
Yeah.
So that way, so we used to do program on Saturday, Sunday, 2 hour on Saturday, 3 hour on Sunday. That the great feedback, I would say. But again, in between, I thought of let me plan
Yeah.
one day, one session, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And really, it's become very convenient for us, especially females. When females are connected, they keep
Yeah.
sending, "Sir, मैं खाना
Yes.
बना रही हूँ,
Yes.
मैं
Yes.
चाय पी रही हूँ ना," whatever they are doing homework. But
जी
again,
सर,
you
अब
know,
पता है क्या, हम
then listening
पेट्रियार्क
to
में है ना, तो
yes,
जो
that's
वुमेन है ना, तभी आप देखिए टॉप पोजीशन पे नहीं जा पाती हैं, क्योंकि उनको
Right,
मौका
right.
नहीं मिलता, घर के काम होते हैं,
नहीं.
ये करना है, तो मेन के ना फोटो, तो ये आपने एक तरह बड़ा अच्छा एक सिस्टम जो शुरू किया है. I told him that I'm on for him for all the collaborations, because this is something which is
Thank you.
contributing to women's development like anything. Wonderful.
Right.
Thank you so much, Prakriti.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you
Next,
so much. Thank you.
next Priyanshu, followed by E.T. and Dr. Rehana, sorry. Priyanshu.
I have to appreciation.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Priyanshu Saxena, and I'm working as an
एक
assistant.
एक सेकंड किसी को भी नोट चाहिए तो प्रियांशु से बराबर has been writing all throughout the FDP, I would say. Keep writing.
Yes,
So
all
please share
through.
the notes
I
with
am
us.
writing. I
She is
Over
am
to you.
making notes for each and every session, because I'm going to implement these all sessions in my own classes. That's for sure. क्योंकि मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा है। और मतलब मेरा मैं लॉ लखनऊ यूनिवर्सिटी से रही हूँ, एलएलबी मेरा लखनऊ यूनिवर्सिटी से रहा है, सीसीएस यूनिवर्सिटी से मैंने एलएलएम किया है, बट आई हैव नेवर गॉट अ चांस टू इंटरेक्ट विद द एनएलयू प्रोफेसर्स, एंड थैंक यू सो मच कल्पेश सर। लाइक मुझे कभी ऐसा लगा ही नहीं कि इन प्रोफेसर से मैं कभी मिली नहीं हूँ। इतने अच्छे, इतना मतलब इतना हम्बल हैं, इतनी अच्छी नॉलेज है, इन डेप्थ नॉलेज है इन लोगों को, और दे आर जस्ट ऑसम। हैट्स ऑफ टू देम, हैट्स ऑफ टू देम। जितने अच्छे से
Thank
इन्होंने
you.
चीजें समझाई हैं, क्रिस्टल क्लियर कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं, और जितने अच्छे से ये स्टूडेंट्स को ट्रीट करते हैं, लाइक हम सब इनके स्टूडेंट्स ही हैं। और हमें नहीं लगता कि जो जितनी चीजें मतलब सीखी है ना, वो लाइफ लॉन्ग रहने वाली है हमारे साथ में। और आपके ऐसे प्रोफेसर जो आपके यहाँ दिमाग में हिट करते हैं, वो आपके साथ लाइफ लॉन्ग रहते हैं। तो अगर आप उसे पास ऑन करते हैं, जैसे जसलीन मैम ने बोला था कि यहाँ पे 1300 लोग लगभग क्लास अटेंड कर रहे हैं, और अगर 1300 लोग भी एक बच्चा अडॉप्ट करते हैं, एक ही बच्चे की भी लाइफ सुधारते हैं, तो वो आगे पास ऑन होगा, और वो आगे 1300 पास ऑन करेंगे वो चीज। तो कई सारी चीजें, कई सारे टेक अवेज हैं पूरे सीबीपी के दौरान। और अब ऐसी आदत हो गई है कि 7 बजे का इंतजार होता है कि अब ये सेशन होगा, अब आगे पता नहीं कैसे होने वाला है। कल्पेश सर, आई एम लुकिंग
नहीं,
फॉरवर्ड।
होगा
नहीं
होगा
नहीं, ये
प्रियांशु।
हुआ प्रीवियसली हुआ है कि सर कब 7 बजे, अब हम कल से क्या करेंगे? सो दैट इज द फीडबैक वी
नहीं नहीं,
रिसीव हियर
कल्पेश सर अपना वो जो अक्टूबर वाला सीबीपी का ब्रोशर तैयार है, बस मैं पोस्ट करने वाली हूँ, आप भेजिए इन सबको। वही 7 बजे ही करेंगे फिर सब दिवाली, पोस्ट दिवाली सेलिब्रेशन। एंड प्रियांशु जी, thank you so much dear, you have been so encouraging. She has been sending so good and love filled messages all around, all through the this course. Encourage हम भी फील करते हैं बेटा आप लोगों से। आप छोटे हो, लेकिन मतलब मैं कल्पेश सर भी मुझसे बहुत छोटे हैं, तो लेकिन इनसे भी मैं बहुत एनकरेज हूँ, और आपके एक लाइन से मैं एनकरेज होती हूँ। सो यू, दिस इज व्हाट इज द स्ट्रेंथ, दिस इज वेयर फ्रॉम वी गेन स्ट्रेंथ। थैंक यू, स्टे ब्लेस्ड।
Thank you so much,
Thank
Jasleen
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Like, thank you. I have no words.
Yes.
And thank you,
Thank you.
Kalpesh. Thank you
Yes.
so
Thank
much.
you very much. Next, ET, followed by Dr. Rayhana and Kalavati. Dr. ET. You unmute us, sorry. ET, Dr. Rayhana.
Mike, thank you.
No.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Yes,
evening,
yes.
very good evening.
Good evening to all of you, ma'am. Now, I'm Dr. Idhi Adhikari, an assistant professor sociology in Government College, and now I'm very thankful to you and your team. And I would like to say one thing: your session was excellent, fruitful, and helpful for me, because I'm also a professor and I want to teach my student whatever you have taught us. So I pay special thank to Jasleen ma'am, because I have learned so much thing
Thank
with
you.
you, and I want to apply these things to my students. And especially I also pay thanks to Kalpesh sir, because he's always he ready to give answer everyone. So at last but not least, I want to attend your all sessions in.
Yeah, Iti ma'am, thank you so much. We feel humbled and honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all.
Thank you. We are humbled and honored. Thank you.
Dr. Rayhana.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes. हाँ बोलिए बोलिए. Yes, please.
Yeah. Can you all? Sorry, I'm in a busy place, but I never miss of the session. And Jasleen ma'am, I have become a fan of yours. Your page is
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, when I sit there throughout the session with that, just humble face, and then you remind me of my teachers also. I did my
That's so sweet of you.
BA
Thank you.
MA from Jamia, and Kalpesh sir, so patient and taking all the
Yes.
questions. Seriously, as so many of the participants have shared, it never felt like we were meeting for the first time. And then we were Similarly, I was also looking forward to this 7 to 8 time. Now it's like what I'm going to do. So
Please watch recordings from tomorrow onwards on loop mode.
I hope I'll.
Dr. Anna, we are going to
Till
throw.
the
We are going to
time.
throw one. We're going to open with one more hybrid conference brochure very soon. तो पेपर लिखना शुरू करिए. हम हाइब्रिड पे यहाँ मिलेंगे. पटियाला में कल पेशर को भी बुला रहे हैं. हम यहाँ मिलेंगे सब, है ना? तो हम मिलेंगे. पेपर लिखना शुरू करिए. हम भेज देंगे बहुत जल्दी ब्रोशर. हम दोनों ही सर और हम collaborate कर रहे हैं. Having a collaboration from two big other academic bodies. So we'll throw the brochure very soon in the whole house. And thank you for all the kind words. Thank you. Stay blessed.
Thank you for organizing this wonderful training program.
Next, Kalavati, and then Swaroop, and then Bhavna. Yes, please.
Good evening.
Close in 5 minutes. Yes, anybody? Yeah, yes, please.
Good evening, Kalpesh sir. It was really a wonderful experience. I'm working as an assistant professor for past 2 decades and also pursuing PhD. My topic is AI and something to do with the social policy I'm working on. And with lot of hopes, I enrolled for this capacity building program, and I'm going out with a bundle of knowledge. I would rather say that, and a heartfelt gratitude to the whole organizing team, the speakers, and it was a knowledgeable network wherein I was like, it was absolutely like an knowledgeable investment which I did for past 11 days, and I'm so happy that I could be part of this program, and I'm doing it for the first time, so I'll continue with the other forthcoming sessions as well. Thank you so much, and all the best for all the events. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, Swaroop and Bhavna. Yes, please. Over to you.
Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Kalpesh sir and Jasleen ma'am for this successful CBP that we have conducted. I really felt that this was one of the intellectual treat for all of us. And the basic reason why I felt was it was completely multidisciplinary dialogue, which I felt for the first time a CBP like this is really an intellectual treat for all of us. And why I feel that was law and sociology, law, political science. This is a usual dialogue that we have, but the newness of this particular, including psychology, social work, geography. So it was really interesting, and I really congratulate the team, and I look forward to get associated with Law Teachers India and collaborate one CBP probably in my own college. So thank you
Most
so
welcome,
much.
Suruji. Most welcome. And thank you so much for being so continuously encouraging. आपके messages, आपकी appreciations हमें आती रही हैं, and it has kept me and sir very much encouraged. Thank you. Stay blessed.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank
अभी
you, ma'am.
मैडम मैं FBP का टेंडर निकाल रहा हूँ अगले महीने.
अच्छा ठीक है. Thank you, sir.
सर थोड़ी करप्शन चलेगी, थोड़ी करप्शन देखिए, पुरानी दोस्ती में थोड़ा बहुत तो फिर खोलना पड़ेगा, पता है ना. मैं आ रही हूँ आपको भरने, टेंडर भरने के लिए आ रही हूँ.
Bhavna, next Bhavna, and then
thank you.
We come to Dr. Preeti also. So being a part of our moderator team also, being participant and then moderator.
Yes.
Yes, Bhavna. Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Ms. Bhavna, and I am doing research PhD on sanitation workers in Chandigarh. मतलब मैं अभी तो रिसर्च ही कर रही हूँ, बट आप लोगों के साथ जैसे कि आप सभी टीचर्स हैं यहाँ पे और इतने वैल्यूएबल सेशंस, इतने इंसाइटफुल सेशंस के साथ मतलब सुन के अच्छा लगता था. उसके बाद जो टीचर्स के क्वेश्चन आते थे उससे भी सीखने को मिलता था. तो बहुत ही ऑनर्ड फील कर रही हूँ कि इतने एक्सपीरियंस टीचर्स के साथ मैंने ये अटेंड किया है, और जो भी मेरी लर्निंग्स और जो भी मेरे टेक अवेज हैं वो मैं आने वाले टाइम में जब मैं टीच करूंगी तो उनको मैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स को भी सिखाऊंगी. थैंक यू सो मच.
Bless you, Bhavna. Congratulations for this. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next, Dr. Manisha. and then Dr. Preeti, Dr. Manisha.
Yes. Thank you to both the organizers. And what I can say that all the topics maybe is common to us, but what we missed that the proper way of orientation, right? We have studied all these subjects in our graduation level, master's level, or through our PhD, but all the sessions were thought provoking in such a way that we have never failed that all these subjects are interconnected with law also. That is the new orientation for me, at least since last 8 years I'm in academics. Right now I am an assistant professor of Xavier Law School, Exam University, Bhubaneswar. Being a faculty, I was a little bit hesitant that whether I'll be able to digest 11 classes and whether I'll be able to concentrate properly. But seriously, I agree with Kalpesh sir. I'm thinking right now what I will do from tomorrow, because it's now a habit. Since last 11 days, we have inculcated all these things. And being a faculty, I'm scared. I think I am the only one faculty who dropped SMS to Kalpesh sir that we have to face our exam on first, whether all the 11 classes we have to go through. So it is seriously a life-changing lesson for all of us. We have learned a lot, and we have never felt that it is a classroom. So interactive session and the way casually faculties has presented their topic, even if it is economics or political science that I have studied in my graduation level, and I forgot, it is a kind of brush up class also. So thank you for arranging that kind of CBP for the faculties. Thank you.
थैंक यू मनीषा जी. यू हैव बीन आप रोज ऑनलाइन आते थे, कैमरा ऑन रख के बिल्कुल फर्स्ट सेकंड में हमारे साथ. आई रिमेंबर एट टाइम्स शी यूज्ड टू बी देयर बिफोर मी इवन. So thankful for being so devoted and so committed to the course. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Dr. Preeti. So before the program started, I requested participant and you would like to become moderator. So I would say Dr. Preeti, right, one of the best moderator, right, so far in last various program that we did. We need dedication. You know, I have seen people, they come, they do 1-2 moderation and then they don't attend. Why we are asking participant, you are attending and then become moderator also. It's a great experience. So Dr. Preeti, over to you, and then Kavita also share your experience, and then Justin, for vote of thanks later on. Yes, Dr. Preeti, over to you.
Jai Hind everyone. And seriously, आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू कल्पेश सर एंड जसलीन मैम कि आपने मुझे ये मौका दिया कि मैं इतने बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म पर किसी इवेंट को मॉडरेट कर पाऊँ. व्हेन आई हैव जॉइन दिस इवेंट, तो सीरियसली मैंने नहीं सोचा था कि इंग्लिश से भी लॉ कनेक्टेड होगा, साइकोलॉजी से भी लॉ कनेक्टेड होगा. मेरा फोकस सिर्फ इतना था कि हाँ क्योंकि मैं आई एम PhD इन सोशियोलॉजी बट आई एम वर्किंग इन अ जर्नलिज्म डिपार्टमेंट. तो मेरा बस इतना था कि हाँ सोशियोलॉजी से कनेक्टेड है, पॉलिटिकल साइंस से भी है, हिस्ट्री से भी, बट इंग्लिश से कैसे वो कनेक्ट होगा. बट द सर has explained each and everything very fluently, and all the sessions were fabulous. And Jasleen ma'am, you're such a nice personality. And
thank you so much.
मुझे लगता है ना कि जितने फनी वे में आप चीजों को समझाते हैं, बताते हैं, I have never.
I know the participants don't know, you know, हमारे जो बच्चे हैं अमित और कविता, ये कैमरा बंद करते थे कि आप इतना मजाक करके ऐसे काम करते जा रहे हो. अब हमें हैबिट, एंड दिस इज हाउ वी एंजॉय वर्किंग. एंड थैंक यू सो मच प्रीति, यू हैव बीन अ वंडरफुल बैकअप ऑफ द इवेंट. Amit, Kavita, Sonia ji, and you became the part of us actually. Thank you so much. God bless you. We will always have you in all the events coming up in line. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Kavita, yes, sir.
और मैम क्योंकि मैं वर्चुअली आप लोगों से मिली हूँ, वर्चुअली मैं इतना कनेक्टेड फील करती हूँ कि मैं चाहती हूँ कि इन फ्यूचर में कभी आप लोगों से पर्सनली मिलूं.
हाइब्रिड कॉन्फ्रेंस सारी सितंबर में आ रही है, उसमें आइएगा. मैं बहुत जल्दी शेयर करेंगे. हम लॉ इंडिया टीचर्स और हम लोग और एक और बहुत जबरदस्त, आप जानती होंगी, इंडियन सोशियोलॉजिकल सोसाइटी का RC25 बिगेस्ट ग्रुप है इंडिया में, वो कोलैबोरेट कर रहे हैं हमारे साथ. तो एक तो पवन छाया, इट्स एंड स्पेशली एल्डरली के ऊपर होगा, ओल्ड एज लोगों के ऊपर है. तो आप सब ख्याल रखिए, ब्रोशर आएगा आपको, हम सब बुलाएंगे आपको।
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Kavita, over to you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
I just want to say कि मैं पहले ही blessed थी कि जसलीन मैम की मैं research scholar हूँ and I am about to submit my thesis, all because of her blessings. And I am happy कि इस capacity building program के through मैं कल्पेश सर से मिली हूँ and even अमित सर से मैं दोबारा rejoin कर पाई हूँ, प्रीति मैम से मिली हूँ और बाकी भी moderators हैं. And thank you, sir, for giving me opportunity for playing the role of moderator at least for one day.
Question. She is a controller of exam also, so she
Oh
prepares
yes,
questions.
sir. ये सब डर जाएंगे सर, सुन के डर जाएंगे कि छोटी सी बच्ची इतना टफ पेपर डाल सकती है.
I have designated her as a control for exam.
You know, sir,
Thank you, sir, for the. Thank you for the time.
I would like to share with you, like in ये पहला बच्चा होगा मेरे ख्याल से NLUs में सब में मिला के और यूनिवर्सिटीज में भी जो PhD सबमिट करने से पहले मेरे साथ बुक पब्लिश कर चुकी है. हमारी बुक रिलीज हमारी बहुत जल्दी हम लॉन्च करेंगे और इसने मूक है मेरा बहुत पॉपुलर, एक सोशियोलॉजी ऑफ जेंडर का मूक है, उसमें शी हैज बीन टेक्निकल असिस्टेंट and she has been a resource person with me. She has gone to National Commission for Women as a resource person. मतलब ये बच्चा इतना फेच करता है एफर्ट्स मेरे, ये इतना ब्रिलियंट बच्चा है कि मुझसे छीनती है ये कि मैं इसके लिए कुछ ना कुछ करती जाती हूँ.
All because of your blessings. All because of your blessings.
God bless you, beta. God bless you.
And ma'am, and sir, thank you for this capacity building program. Again, I am able to connect with all the subjects, which will definitely help me in future. Thank you so much. Thank you.
बहुत अच्छे क्वेश्चन बनाए. मैं नहीं बना पाता बिकॉज आई प्रिपेयर क्वेश्चन. मैं लिखता भी हूँ, हैंडल करना. आई नीड मोर हैंड्स, बट दिस टाइम आई रिक्वेस्टेड एंड यू प्रिपेयर. तो मेरा काम
अगली बार पता क्या होगा सर, लोग पढ़ेंगे पहले कविता सहारन है, डॉक्टर कविता है कि नहीं है, तो फिर नहीं आएंगे. क्वेश्चन इतने मजेदार बनाती है ना ये.
Thank you.
Amit, over to you. Want to say something? You have 40 seconds. Over to you. Amit, over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I mean, this is a kind of opportunity that law teachers India give. वो participants को ही बोलता है कि आप ही moderator हो, आप ही you take charge of the programs. So it's a big opportunity and learning experience for youngster like me. Otherwise, हमको कहाँ बोलने का मौका मिलता है इतने बड़े event में. So thank you so much, sir. So for giving me this.
Is part of other program also previously. And they're more dedicated, let me tell you. 3-4 moderators, the way, like, you know.
Yes, sir. Amit is very committed. He has been research assistant in NLU Patiala also. And he has worked with me for a short time. And Professor Bajpai was there with us as a vice chancellor. He worked on the, scripts of DTH, down the door-to-door, that channels of SWAM. And he is very, very committed child. बड़ा हम बच्चा कह रहे हैं पर ये बड़े हैं, मुंह से बच्चा निकलता है पर ये बहुत brilliant बच्चे हैं. And is very committed, very sharp. God bless you, Amit. I would like to see you as registrar in coming 7 or 10 years in some NLU.
Sure, ma'am. So kind of you. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Okay, over to you, madam, for final thought. Anything you wind up? अब मेरा गला दिख रहा है.
For me, sir. अब मेरी तो बात सुन के अब सब already थक गए होंगे. Anyhow, I would just first of all thank our professor, our vice chancellor, Professor Jaishankar Singh. He has been always very supportive for like मेरे को आप मानेंगे नहीं, जब सर ने मुझे इसे ऑफर दिया कोलैबोरेट करने के लिए, मैंने उनसे बिना पूछे इनको यस कर दिया. उनको मैंने वर्ड्स कहे थे कि सर मुझे फेथ है कि वो मना नहीं करेंगे, एक बार मैं फॉर्मलाइज कर लूं. सो आई थैंक माय वाइस चांसलर फॉर दिस. And then the faculty members at NLU who are also attending the course, we meet every day. But at this time, मैं यहीं पे रह रही हूँ आजकल कैंपस में, वो अपने अपने घर चले जाते हैं because हम ऑनलाइन प्रॉपर कोर्स सुनते हैं. Then I'm very thankful to Professor Dr. Kalpesh. Like he is one of the most remarkable youth. मैं youth ही बोलूँगी सर, देखिए पार्टी बनती है, मैं आपको youth बोल रही हूँ. Most remarkable youth in India.
मैं youth नहीं रहा हूँ, मैं
ना सर, मेरे लिए आप छोटे हैं, तो आप literally you have done a wonderful job. Like इन्होंने बहती रिवर में से उल्टा फ्लो लिया. He got a job. What I heard about him, मैंने कभी इनसे बात नहीं करी. Dr. Sangeeta Tak is there. She's closest friend of mine and she connected me with him 2 years back. जो मैंने इनके बारे में सुना है, इन्होंने जॉब कहीं ज्वाइन कर ली, फिर उन्होंने जॉब छोड़ दी because he thought that job is not my cup of tea, so I should do something different. और वो सर different thing आपने differently कर दी. And you have established your name and you have really encouraged many people. आपने बहुत लोगों को encourage किया. And the best part is I'm a fan because you have literally helped and you will be helping a lot of women to do a lot of things online. ये बहुत बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म आप दे रखे हैं. थैंक यू, गॉड ब्लेस यू. एंड ऑल द रिसोर्स पर्सन यहाँ पे अवेलेबल अभी नहीं होंगे बिकॉज हमने उनको इस लिंक पे हम बाद में रिकॉर्डिंग भेजेंगे. आई कैन नॉट नेम एवरीवन बट मैं हर रिसोर्स पर्सन के लिए आई एम थैंकफुल दैट दे हैव डन लिटरली एज मेनी पार्टिसिपेंट्स इवन सेड, जो हम उनसे एक्सपेक्ट करे थे उनसे बहुत ऊपर जाके उनसे अपने बात करी. हमें ये था कि वो लॉ और सोशियोलॉजी, लॉ और ज्योग्राफी, लॉ और लैंग्वेज के बारे में कनेक्शन, बट they actually went so beyond the words, so beyond the the commonly known surface कि सुन के मजा आ गया. और सिर्फ आप लोगों ने नहीं, मेरा इस यूनिवर्सिटी में एक्सपीरियंस 18 साल का है, उससे पहले 5 साल का है, तो मैं हायर एजुकेशन में 22 साल से 23 साल से हूँ, लेकिन मैंने खुद इतना ज्यादा सीखा सुन के इस कोर्स में कि आई एम सो हैप्पी विद दिस एंड थैंक यू सो मच. I'm sorry if I'm, yes, a big thanks to our IT people इस यूनिवर्सिटी के जिन्होंने सारे ये हमारा ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार किया. और उनमें से एक जो है वो हॉस्पिटलाइज हो रहे थे बिकॉज ऑफ सम वेरी सीरियस डिजीज. मिस्टर कुलदीप, मिस्टर इंद्रप्रीत है हमारे जो स्टाफ में अपने ऑफिसर्स हैं. कुलदीप सर उसमें थे, हॉस्पिटल में थे. फर्स्ट सेकेंड डे उन्होंने हॉस्पिटल में रहकर भी हमारी पूरी हमें हेल्प करी, वो गाइड करते रहे. उनको मैंने फिर थर्ड डे रिक्वेस्ट की कि हम कर लेंगे, अब आप मत आया करो. लाइक आई एम थैंकफुल टू एवरीवन एंड अबव ऑल the participants are really addictive. आप सच्ची में मानिए 7 बजे मैं भी मिस करूंगी आप सबको. कुछ चेहरे हैं, मैं नाम शायद ना ले पाऊं, प्रियांशु जी हैं, अंजलि जी हैं, कुछ ऐसे चेहरे हैं अभी जो मैंने अभी इनको बोला, ये आई जस्ट सी द नेम, यस मनीषा जी हैं. ये सब ऐसे कुछ चेहरे थे. डॉक्टर अभिरम, मिस्टर डॉक्टर नूर, कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जिनका, डॉक्टर स्वरूप, आई एम सॉरी इफ आई फॉरगेट. इतना अच्छा कनेक्शन इन लोगों ने एस्टैब्लिश किया. व्हाट्सएप पे बड़े अच्छे मैसेजेस एंड all the participants have been sending all the appraisals, observations. So I salute you all. सबको बहुत बहुत हाथ जोड़ के धन्यवाद. Thank you so much and I hope to see you all, meet you all very soon in person also, but virtually. अगर ऑनलाइन, अगर ऑफलाइन नहीं मिलते, virtually हम मिलते रहेंगे. Thank you so much, Kalpesh sir. Thanks a lot. Congratulations to each one of you, each one of us. We have completed this CBP very successfully, very gracefully. Thank you so much. God bless all. Stay happy.
Thank you.